Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak. Um, so, on this podcast, there are times where I go into reviews about things that I've seen, things that I've heard, things that are going on, things in the news, and such and such and such. And does any of it really matter? I mean, let's be honest. I could post to you a video of me telling you how to solve world hunger, and I'd probably get, I don't know, at least half the comments saying, "This is the worst idea ever. You're an idiot. You shouldn't do any of that." Here's my thought. Okay, this is just a thought. Um, and I know this sounds hokey. This sounds like something you may have heard from, I don't know, your mother. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all. How about that? Yeah, how about that? I do have a YouTube channel. It's my name, Joshua Peak, and I've been doing it since 2011. And one of my most popular videos is, I say popular because a lot of people clicked on it, is about me using Flex Seal on our roof during a hurricane. We had a Category 3 hurricane, Michael, come through our area. This has been a few years back, and trees were falling everywhere. We were sitting inside. We were about to lose power. My wife noticed water leaking in our kitchen from the attic. And I went upstairs into the attic and I panicked and I was like, what do we do? I don't even know what to do because this hurricane's supposed to go on all day. It was a very slow moving hurricane. And I said, well, I got to stop this water because we don't have any choice. We got to do this now so that we can get it fixed later. And I don't want it to have any more water damage caused. So I got my phone out and I got my son to come help me. And we went upstairs and we sprayed this Flex Seal stuff on our attic on the inside just to keep it from dripping onto the roof on the inside. And it worked. It amazingly worked. It worked really well. Um, I didn't know if it would work. I didn't know how well it would work. I didn't know if it would divert the water. All I knew that it was like a spray, silicone, rubbery kind of stuff that went out as a spray and would harden upon impact. And it did. Um, Once the hurricane passed, we were able to call our roofer guy, and he came out. It was, I don't know, a couple weeks before he could get out to us because he had a lot of work that was more urgent that needed to be got to first. And everybody was, of course, had roof problems. So it wasn't like I could just climb up on my roof myself. I don't have that ability. I have a very steep roof, and I'm not built for climbing roofs. So the Flex Seal worked, and I made a video. I put it on YouTube. It's gotten lots and lots of hits. And I guess because people think it's popular, they click on it. And some people just click on it just to tell me what a horrible human being I am because I told people that Flex Seal works. And I also get people that ask me the dumbest questions like, how many years will that hold up? And I'm like, it's not meant to hold up for years. That's not exactly what this was a video of. I explain it in the video. I even lose power. We're in the attic and we lose electricity. And I go, oh no, we've lost power because of the hurricane. I mean, come on. It's just, it's a little disheartening. And I know I listen to people talk about their comment section and about how they shouldn't look at their comments and shouldn't pay attention to the comments. And I try to remind myself that that kind of stuff doesn't matter. Those people don't matter. But I don't know. Somewhere in my head, I think this person started their day thinking, I'm going to set the world right with my comments. I'm going to help people and let them know that I'm better than this person because here's my altruistic version of the way this should go. And here's how I should give my 2 cents worth so that I can change the world for the positive because then they'll know that I'm better than this person. Is that what it's for? I mean, I'm asking. I'm just asking. Uh, I know that there are times where we're all tempted to point out people's faults and flaws, and that video in particular is one that for some reason gets a lot of hate, even though I did a positive thing and I promoted a positive thing. The company did great by providing this thing. They didn't provide, I bought it. This is just my testimonial of how this worked during a hurricane. And yeah, it's one of my most hated videos. Go figure. It's titled Flex Seal It Works, and you can find it. It's pretty popular. But yeah, it's a little disheartening. So anyway, let's talk about stuff I heard. Okay, I've been binge watching The Walking Dead for the last few days. I don't watch it when it's current on TV on the AMC channel because I don't have regular TV. I also work too many hours to make myself sit down between a certain time period and a certain time period with commercials and all that to watch it. I just wait for it to hit Netflix and then binge watch all of them. And there's like 24 episodes this season. So I'm on episode 10. I think I just finished 10 episodes of the last season. And I heard that the show ended, which is good. I mean, everything that starts needs to come to an end, right? Um, one of the things I heard from listening to podcasts, this guy was talking about how his show got canceled, and he was telling somebody else who was a bit more successful, and the guy said, "Well, that's what they do." He's like, "What?" He goes, "All shows get canceled eventually. None of them go on forever." And he's right. They all get canceled eventually. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. You know, the zombie aspect of it is still hard for my wife to stomach whenever she's walking through the room and she hears that sound of the zombies going. She's like, "Oh, gross! It's those things again." And she always jokes with me. "So are they still walking?" I said, "Yeah, they're still walking." But I like the characters. I like the storylines. This season seems to be pretty good so far. I'm enjoying the path that they're taking, sending people out in different directions, and I guess kind of narrowing it down with people because let's face it, during a zombie apocalypse, not a lot of people are going to survive, and those that aren't going to survive for long because food runs out, supplies run out. Eventually, they're bitten and they're turned into zombies too, if we're to believe that all these things are real, right? So anyway, yeah, that's it. Um, Walking Dead. I'm consuming the crap out of that. I'm also, weirdly enough, playing my Nintendo Switch a lot lately, which means I didn't watch as many things on TV. Now, my buddy Greg, you guys have heard him on the podcast before. He has his own podcast, 5 and 40. Greg contacted me about the fact that he's been playing Skyrim. He bought Skyrim, the anniversary edition, and has been playing it nonstop. And the last time I went to visit him, we actually did a podcast while he was trying to play it for the first time, and it was he was having some difficulty learning the mechanics of the thing and trying to figure it out. But now that he's been doing it a lot, he's really enjoying it. And he's like, "You need to get it." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." But I'm not. Not right now. I got a game for my birthday. It's a Legos Skywalker set video. It's like a game that you can play all of the movies basically. And you have downloadable content from Andor and from The Mandalorian and Boba Fett, and the digital downloads are like $1.99. So if I get past all of the stuff I'm already playing, then there's more additional stuff I can add really cheap. And I'm enjoying the game. This because it's Legos, they do make things simple enough that kids can play it, and there's no super danger in anything that you do because if you get into harm's way, you're a Lego piece, you fall apart, they put you back together, and you start over. You don't lose any of your things that you've done up to that point. Uh, if you want to go completely off task and leave the planet and go do something else, you can. There's just an endless array of what you can do. You can even just do the storyline straight through, do all of the things that it's supposed to do, and then play it again and unlock other characters because if I'm not mistaken, there's like 270 something characters you can unlock. And with each one of those characters, you could play and do different parts and unlock different things. And there's no end to, from what I can tell, there's no end to side quests and extra achievements that you can do and extra bonus things that you can unlock. So for the hours of gameplay that you can get off of this game, it is really immersive. Now, here's the difficult part. It's hard to see if you have it just on the Switch. If you're just looking at that tiny little screen, it's really hard to make out what anything says. So I've got it plugged into my big TV in the living room, and that's convenient to play. It's not convenient for the rest of the family if I'm doing that. So I'm doing it whenever nobody's, you know, wanting to sit in the living room or do anything. So yeah, I had a little bit of opportunity to do that this week. And I took it, and I spent a long time doing it. I say it's for mental health reasons. It's a good, I don't know, it's calming to me. Um, it's an achievable task that's simple enough and enjoyable enough, and it triggers some part of my imagination that helps me problem solve, which apparently I need to do because that's what genetically I am predisposed to want to do all the time. And it's indoors because it's winter out time and it's cold and rainy and chilly at various days, and I don't want to get a cold, so I'm just chilling indoors, playing the game, enjoying it. Now, yesterday I was able to get up, woke up at about 3:48 and started cooking a pork butt on my Gorilla Grill pellet grill, and let it cook for 12 and a half hours, and it was delicious last night. We went over to our friend Cheryl's house and had a great little meal, got to play a lot of games, and it was fun to hang out. Football on the TV, that was fun. But yeah, had a good time. I was happy to fire up the grill again and use it. We don't actually use it as much as we used to, thanks largely to the part that we do the Marley Spoon stuff. So yeah, but it was good. I was happy to cook, happy to make content, happy to put it out there, and yeah. So let's talk about some stuff that I've seen. Okay, maybe this will help you figure out some stuff you want to see. Um, later this month, on January the 27th, yeah, 27th, in North Charleston at the Charleston Coliseum, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock are going to be performing. Um, I've already bought tickets, and I'm so excited. Uh, yeah, yeah, it's going to be cool. So if you are a fan of Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock and you want to see them and you live around this area, get your tickets now. Or if they're on tour in your area, check them out online and you can see where they're coming to your area. And, it's an opportunity to see two of the top comedians that are performing today together. Tickets were not that crazy. I thought they were going to be super expensive, but they weren't. So, anyway, check them out. Star Wars has come out with The Bad Batch season 2 on Disney Plus. 2 episodes came out this past Wednesday. We got to see Omega kind of grown up a little bit now and still hanging with the Bad Batch guys. They are fighting for the good, I guess, and yeah. So the 2 episodes that came on basically are setting up the season, kind of letting you know who the characters are again. Kind of a refresher, giving you a task, giving you some danger, setting things up for future, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Um, we get to meet a new bad guy, have a little discussion about Count Dooku. So yeah, there's things moving along here. It's pretty interesting. I'm not going to divulge too much. I want people to see it or get excited about it, or at least tease it enough so that you go, all right, maybe I'll check this out because it's pretty good. Um, I'm imagining that the Bad Batch show is going to fold right into the Ahsoka series, which is also going to fold right into Rebels. I think all these timelines are going to tie in together, and we're going to have a big culmination of Star Wars events that are going to suddenly be hand in hand with each other in a way that is like a big reveal. So that's another reason I'm watching the show. Plus, I'm a big fan. So anyway, my wife and I are watching Itchy Boots on YouTube. If you're not aware of who Itchy Boots is, her name is Norley, and she rides a motorcycle around the world. And I talked about the fact that we watched her go all the way from Patagonia to the northern tip of Alaska, and now she's done a big bike rally. She's gotten a little better at riding, and she's had some improvements made to her motorcycle. And she's supposed to be starting another challenge on another continent. And my wife and I have a theory. My wife thinks that she's going to be in Australia, and I think that she's going to Africa. And we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen because there is a new season. She's going to come out with season 7 and a new adventure. And so could be a lot of fun. I am definitely going to be watching because I enjoy it. I'm also still watching Matt's Off-Road Recovery. Um, Lots of good stuff there. The guys over at Matt's Off-Road Recovery are saving people right now from the snow of Utah and still building the heavy wrecker, and it's pretty entertaining to watch. Um, we're also watching something. What is it? It's on Disney Plus. It's about the Animal Kingdom. Um, I don't know the name of it right off the top of my head, but this is about their Animal Kingdom resort and basically about how they take care of the animals. We saw season one a while back, and now this is season two, and we're watching a few episodes here and there each night, and it's very well done. It is amazing the amount of time and energy and care and money that is used to take care of these animals. But after watching it, it makes perfect sense why it costs so much for a ticket there. Um, the care for the animals is not cheap, and the way the animals are taken care of is pretty top notch. So yeah, I'm enjoying that too. Um, been listening to a few podcasts. Just listened to Bert Kreischer and Natasha Leggero on the Bertcast. It's very good. Natasha has a book out, and she is a mom now. She's married to another comedian, Moshe Ketcher, and they were on Bert's podcast a while back when they were, I guess, dating and getting serious, and maybe they just gotten married. But now they have a kid that's, their daughter is like 4. And so Natasha's ego and life is different, so her perspective is different, and Bert's also very different now from what he was when they first had the podcast. And so this conversation is very deep and very insightful and very very loving at times about their reflection on being parents and trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. And it's the same conversation that we all have all the time of, am I doing the right thing or am I screwing this kid up? And oftentimes you don't know. And sometimes your kid surprises you. And so yeah, I enjoyed that. That was really good. So but yeah, that's about it. I had a very interesting conversation with uh, a fellow Friday. We worked together and we had all day to talk, and we talked about Star Wars, and we talked about religion, and we talked about politics and human behavior and relationships and all of the things that basically were the spark of why I started this podcast. And I kept thinking, this is all really good stuff. This is the kind of stuff I want for my podcast. But I'm also the kind of person that's not going to jeopardize my job or cannibalize my job for something that is, let's face it, a hobby. Um, so I'm not going to record while I'm working or anything like that. And it changes from that to this because that conversation was just natural. And sometimes the natural conversations are the best ones because then you get the stuff that is spur of the moment and right off the tip of your head. And it's like one person building a fire with you. You stack a log, they stack a log, then a fire, then some air, and then all of a sudden you have a flame. And you know, it sort of has to have a cooperative element that is fluid and natural. And if it's not, then it's forced and it doesn't work. And yeah, it was one of those kind of conversations. Um, Felt really good about it. So, anywho, um, let's do a shameless promotion for my buddies over at Tubbs. If you're ever in Florence, stop by Tubbs and enjoy some of their fine, delicious food. We went there this past Friday, and I got a Magic City burger. It had bacon, pimento cheese, fried green tomato, and I had the she crab soup and some bang bang shrimp, and it was all delicious. All of our food was delicious. We had a good time. So yeah, stop by Tubbs anytime you're in Florence. Tubbs, Tubbs Seafood here in Florence, South Carolina. So they don't pay me for anything. I just like promoting them. All right, that's it. Thank you everybody who listens. Thank you to everybody who watches on YouTube. I appreciate it. Let us know if you're listening and what you think, and if you want to do this on the Zoom or in person, I'd be happy to podcast with you. So everybody out there, take care. Help build community by doing it one person at a time. Just like Matt says on his podcast, if I can just reach one person at a time, that's all it takes. So, all right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Y'all take care. And as always, cue the cow.
So I want you guys to give me more likes. Give me more likes.